Hello friends, today we are going to learn how to solve the problems on partnership final account. Well, to begin with, I am going to select illustration number 2 which is given in our textbook. Friends, make sure that you have question in front of you. Make sure that you have the problem in front of you. Then only you can understand the solution. Okay, now I am going to explain you the solution of illustration number 2. From the following trial balance and adjustments given, you are required to prepare trading and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2019 and balance sheet as on that date in the books of Shilpa and Katrina. See, Shilpa and Katrina, these are the two partners in a business. They are doing the business on the basis of partnership. Trial balance as on 31st March 2019 is given to you. Just see in the question, trial balance as on 31st March 2019 is given to you. See the debit side, our first item is land and building. Land and building. Now see, land and building, this is the fixed asset of the business. So fixed assets are shown on asset side. That's why see here, this is the solution, this is the balance sheet. For solving the partnership final account, we require three formats. First, trading account. Second, profit and loss account, and last one is the balance sheet. So see, land and building, this item will be posted on asset side of balance sheet. Land and building, this item is posted on asset side of balance sheet. See, there is the adjustment given on this item, that's why the amount is written on inner column. Okay. The next one, furniture. Again, furniture is the fixed asset, so it is shown on asset side. See here, furniture is shown on asset side by rupees 17,250. Then next one, sundry debtors. Sundry debtors, again it is the current asset of the business, that's why it is shown on asset side. See here, on asset side, debtors, this item is shown and the amount is written on inner column 40,000 because there is the adjustment. Okay. Next one, stock. See, stock, it is the stock given at 1st April 2018. That means this is our opening stock. This is the stock at the beginning of the year. So this stock at the beginning of the year is written on debit side of trading account. So see here, this is the trading account on debit side. The opening stock is written and the amount is written on outer column. Okay. Next one, bad debts. Bad debts, this is the loss of the business. That's why indirect losses are shown on profit and loss account debit side. So see here, bad debts are shown. Bad debts, old. This is the old bad debt because it is given in trial balance. Okay, so there is the adjustment, so amount is written on inner column. Then see in question, next item is printing and stationery. So printing and stationery is the indirect expenditure. This item is to be shown on profit and loss account debit side. So to printing and stationery by rupees 4,000. Then again see in question, our next item is wages. See, wages are the direct expenses. So wages are to be shown always on debit side of trading account. So see here, wages are shown on debit side of trading account and the amount is written on inner column because there is the adjustment. Just now we are going to see the item posting. Adjustments we will consider them later on. Okay. Then next, see the next item. After wages, next one is salaries. Salaries, it is the indirect expenditure, hence it is shown on debit side of profit and loss account. Okay. The next one, carriage inward. See, carriage inward, this is the item which is to be written on debit side of trading account. Carriage inward. If carriage outward is given to you, that item will be posted to profit and loss account debit side. Okay. So remember that unless and until it is clear in the given problem that the carriage is inward, we will have to take it always on trading account debit side. If carriage outward is mentioned, then only write it on profit and loss account debit side. Okay. Then see the next item in question. It is sales return. See, sales return, what is done? Sales return is always deducted from sales. Sales is the income of the business. So this income will be shown on trading account credit side. So see here, sales return is to be deducted from sales. That's why firstly we will write this sales. See in question, in trial balance on credit side, sales, last item is sales. So the amount of sales is 1,20,000. So write it here, trading account credit side, 1,20,000 sales less sales return. That is 2,000. That is immediately we are doing this adjustment. This is the internal adjustment. Always sales return is deducted from sales. So 1,20,000 minus 2,000 the net amount of sales is 1,18,000. Okay, so tick mark that sales in the given problem so that we have taken it. Then next, after sales return, see the next item is drawings. See drawings, partners have withdrawn some amount from the business. So drawings, what we used to do always, drawings are always deducted from partners capital. So see here we will have to do the same thing. Come to the balance sheet, liability side, we will have to deduct the drawings from capital of partners. So see here under the headline of capital, write there less drawings. That is, drawing of Shilpa will be deducted from her capital and drawing of Katrina will be deducted from her capital. Okay, so drawings of Shilpa are 2,000 and drawings of Katrina are 3,000. Okay, then see in the question our next item is discount. See, it is not specified that this discount is allowed or received. Now how we can judge which type of discount it is? See its side. Its side means in trial balance on debit side the discount is given, that means this is the discount allowed, and hence discount allowed is always shown on debit side of profit and loss account as it is the indirect expenditure. So see here to discount by rupees 2030 is shown in profit and loss account debit side. Okay, be careful here. Next, advance given to Shahrukh. See, our next item is advance given to Shahrukh. Amount is 10,000. The partnership firm has given a particular advance to a person named Shahrukh. So loans and advances, that is the advance given to a person, is asset for the business. That's why in balance sheet on asset side write down this item advance to Shahrukh by rupees 10,000. Okay, remember that this is the advance given to the person. That's why it is the asset for the business. Okay. Then see the next item, cash in hand. Cash in hand is shown on asset side. So see here again this is the balance sheet. On asset side cash in hand by rupees 20,000 is recorded here. The next one cash at bank. Again on the same side next item you will have to write cash at bank by rupees 8,000. Then see in the question our next item is interest. So interest, which type of interest it is? Just now we have discussed about the discount. Same. Only this interest is given to you. See its side and then decide which type of item it is. Interest, if it is given on debit side, it means it is interest paid, and if it is given on credit side, it means it is interest received. So in our question, the interest is given on debit side, that's why it is the interest paid by firm. So again it is indirect expenditure, that's why indirect expenditures are shown on debit side of profit and loss account. So we did the same here. We have written to interest by rupees 1,000. Okay. Now next one, commission. Again this is the commission paid. So write it on same side, debit side of profit and loss account to commission. The next, royalties. Now see, royalties, this is the direct expenditure for the firm, that's why direct expenses are shown on trading account debit side. So see here in trading account on debit side we will have to write to royalties. Okay, now there is the adjustment on this item, that's why the amount is written on inner column to royalties. Then after royalties next is purchases. Purchases, it is the expenditure for the firm, so that it is to be shown on trading account debit side. So two purchases we have written here by rupees 50,000. Okay. Now why the amount is written on inner column? Is there any adjustment? Yeah. There is no external adjustment, but purchase returns are given in the trial balance. Let we see that item. Now here we have completed the debit side of trial balance. Now see credit side. In credit side first item is capital. So capital of partners, it is to be always taken on liability side. So see here this is the balance sheet. On liability side we will have to write the capital of respected partner. First partner Shilpa, her capital is 45,000. Second partner Katrina, her capital is 45,000. Okay. Both partners have contributed equal amount of capital. Then next, after capital, bills payable. Bills payable is the liability for the business firm, that's why bills payables are to be shown always on liability side. So see this is the balance sheet, liability side, bills payable, this item is given immediately next to capital. So bills payable is the liability, that's why it is recorded on liability side. Then next item, bank overdraft. Again bank overdraft is the liability, so it is shown on liability side. Next, purchase return. Now purchase return, what we will have to do? just now we have deducted sales return from sales. Similarly, we will have to deduct purchase return from purchases. Okay. So here is the amount of purchase 50,000. Deduct purchase return of rupees 1,480. The net amount of purchases will be shown on outer column, that is 4,88,520. So this is what we have done. We have deducted purchase return from purchases. Now next item, sundry creditors. Now creditors, this is the liability for the business. So come to the liability side, come to the balance sheet. On liability side, record this item, sundry creditors by rupees 22,000. Okay. Then see in the question, our next item is bank loan. Again, bank loan is the liability for the business. That's why I write it on balance sheet, liability side, bank loan 15,000. Okay. Now see in the question, our next item is interest received. Now it is specifically mentioned that this interest is received by firm. So it is the indirect income. It should be written on credit side of profit and loss account. So see here we have written by interest received 1,500. Okay. The next item RDD by rupees 1,000. See, this is the reserve for discount on debtors and this amount is given in trial balance. That means this is the old RDD, and you remember that always old RDDs are deducted from new RDD. So what you will have to do, under the heading of bad debts, under the headings of bad debts, just leave 2 to 3 lines and then write there less RDD old. Why we are leaving 2 to 3 lines? Because there is the adjustment that is related with new bad debts and further RDD. Let me see that adjustment. Latter. Now see, in trial balance, after RDD there is the sales and we have written the amount of sales already. So all the items have been completed. This is the item posting which we have completed now. Now let's proceed towards adjustment. See in question, the adjustments are given to you. Read the first one. The stock in hand was valued at rupees 58,000 on 31st March 2019. See, at the end of the year, the business is having some stock. That stock will be called as which stock? Closing stock. Okay. So now closing stock is mentioned here and its value is 58,000. So as it is the adjustment, so it will have two effect. So first effect will be given to, just like we have learned at 11th standard, same adjustment we will have to do. So closing stock, firstly it is written on credit side of trading account. So right here at credit side of trading account by closing stock by rupees 58,000. And second effect will be given to asset side, balance sheet asset side, closing stock 58,000. So these are the two effects. First effect we have given on credit side of trading account and second effect on asset side. Okay. Now read the second adjustment. Read it carefully. Outstanding expenses, royalties rupees 1,500 and wages rupees 800. Now see, some outstanding expenses are there in the firm. That means the amount is due but not paid. So what we will have to do? Same treatment. What? See, outstanding expenses. What should be done? The outstanding expenditure should be added to the respective expenditure. That is, first is the royalties. So come to the item royalty. Where we have written royalties? Tell me. At the debit side of trading account. So see, at the debit side of trading account, royalties amount is written, that is 2,000. Now what we are going to do? We are going to add the amount of outstanding. That is, how much outstanding amount is there? 1,500. So remember that first effect. If outstanding royalty is there, add the amount of royalty to the respective expenditure, that is to royalties. 2,000 plus 1,500 outstanding. Write the net amount on outer column 3,500. Okay. Now its second effect should be given to outstanding expenses are shown on liability side. So come to the balance sheet. On liability side, write down the heading. As to expenses are given there, that's why we are writing like this. Write systematically outstanding expenses. Then write down, first our expenditure is royalties. Royalties by rupees 1,500. So these are the two effects. First effect was added to royalties in trading account and second effect is liability side. Okay. Then see in that second adjustment, second expenditure is wages. So same thing you will have to do just like royalties. Firstly, add the amount of outstanding to wages. That is, wages amount is 3,000 plus outstanding amount is 800. So total amount on outer column is 3,800. Okay. So earlier wages were 3,000. Now outstanding we have added. So total wages are 3,800. Now second effect should be given again on liability side in balance sheet. under the heading outstanding expenses, right? Wages rupees 800. Right here only the amount which is actually outstanding. So wages rupees 800 and royalties rupees 1500. Total amount outstanding is 2300 in this year. Okay. So by this way we have completed second adjustment. Now come to our third adjustment. See, read the third adjustment carefully. Salaries paid in advance to staff rupees 2000. Our business firm have paid some salary in advance to staff. See, this is the advance payment. It was not due at all, but in advance we have paid the amount. So advances, yeah, where you will have to write, this is related with salaries. So come to the salary, where we have written the salary, yeah, profit and loss account, debit side. So see here, salaries, as it is the advance paid, that's why we are deducting it. Remember that. It is the advance payment, that's why the salary is deducted from salaries. 5000 minus 2000, that is net amount is 3000. It is written on outer column. Okay. So now next, its second effect should be given to again asset. Now why on asset side? Because it is the advance given. Okay. Just like earlier item, advance to Shah Rukh we have given. It was the advance payment, that's why it is the asset for the firm, that's why we have recorded it on asset side. Similarly, advance salary by rupees 2000 will be posted on asset side. So these are what the two effects. First effect was deduct from salary and second effect asset side. Okay. Now fourth, read the fourth adjustment. Create a provision for bad debts rupees 1000 and reserve for doubtful debts at 3% on sundry debtors. See, in our fourth adjustment, it is said that we will have to maintain further bad debts for rupees 1000. All of you know, in adjustment, further bad debts means these are the new bad debts. So new bad debts are always deducted from debtors. So come to our balance sheet. See, on asset side, our item is given there, that is sundry debtors rupees 40,000. Now in adjustment, new bad debts are there rupees 1000. So deduct that amount, that is less bad debts rupees 1000. 40,000 minus 1000, net amount is 39,000. Now further, in adjustment we are asked to maintain RDD at 3%. Now we will have to maintain the RDD, but on which amount? Either on 40,000 or on 39,000. Remember that, on 39,000. Okay. So on 39,000 at 3% we will have to maintain the RDD. How we will calculate it? See, you may take down it in working note. 3% of 39,000, that means 3 divided by 100 into 39,000. If we do the calculation, we will get the amount 1170. So this is what the amount of our new RDD is. So new RDD costing rupees 1170 will have to be deducted from debtors. Okay. So our first effect is less new bad debts from sundry debtors, and again then less deduct new RDD from debtors amount. So 39,000 minus 1170, by this way the amount is to be recorded on outer column, that is 37,830. Okay. Then this is what the first effect of our adjustment is. Now second effect should be given where? Yes, that is debit side of profit and loss account. Now come to the item bad debts. We have recorded earlier bad debts of rupees 400, that is the old bad debts. Now see, as per adjustment we have some new bad debts. So old bad debts are in old bad debts we will add the new bad debts. So old bad debts of rupees 400 and new bad debts of rupees 1000. By this way we will have the amount of 1400. Okay. Then next, we have mentioned just now new RDD, that is 1170. So 1400 plus 1170, that is 2570 is the amount at present. Okay. So now we have the old RDD given in trial balance. See, it was 1000 rupees. So what we always used to do? We used to deduct the old RDD from new RDD. That's why right here 2570 minus 1000, that is on outer column 1570. So this is what our second effect is. Remember that it is most simple adjustment. Don't get confused here. Always what you will have to do, firstly write down the amount of old bad debts, then secondly add new bad debts, new RDD to the old bad debts. Whatever new things are there, that may be bad debt, that may be new RDD. Always add it to old bad debts. Okay. Then later on, if there is old RDD given to you, deduct it from the amount. That's why we have calculated the amount as 1570. This is the net loss on bad debts. Okay, so the two effects of our adjustment number 4 are: first, at asset side deduct from debtors, and second effect at debit side of profit and loss account, that is we have calculated here. Okay, now see the last adjustment: depreciate land and building by 5% and furniture by 10%. See, this adjustment is related with depreciation on fixed assets. So now we will move towards balance sheet because our assets are recorded here. So our first asset is land and building. Now see, at land and building there is the depreciation. What is the percentage? Yeah, 5%. So how to calculate? All of you know, we have learned this calculation of depreciation at 11th standard. Yeah, same process we will have to follow. See, you may take down this step. 5% of land and building, that means 5 divided by 100 into 37,800. Okay, if we do the calculation, we will come to this amount, that is 1,890. So deduct the amount of depreciation, 37,800 minus 1,890. Write down the net amount on outer column, that is 35,910. So this is what the first effect of our depreciation is. What is the first effect? Deduct the amount of depreciation from respective asset. And second effect, depreciation is the loss for the firm. That's why this loss is to be shown on debit side of profit and loss account. So see here, debit side, this is the debit side of profit and loss account. Write here systematically to depreciation. Why? Because the depreciation is to be charged on two assets. Okay, so write to depreciation. Then on next line, our first asset is land and building. Write down the amount we have calculated, 1,890. This is the 5% depreciation on our land and building. Okay, then see in adjustment, our last asset is furniture. We will have to take the depreciation at 10%. So again come to balance sheet, asset side, furniture, 10% depreciation we are asked. So do the calculation. Net amount is total amount of furniture is 17,250. 17,250 into 10 by 100, we will get the amount of depreciation, that is 1,725. Okay, so deduct the amount of depreciation. The amount is 15,525, which is to be written on outer column. Okay, and second effect again in profit and loss account on debit side, under the heading to depreciation, furniture 1,725. So by this way, depreciation of land and building and depreciation of furniture will be added here, and the amount will be written on outer column, that is 3,615. Okay, so see friends, here we have completed the adjustments. We did firstly item posting, secondly we have recorded the effects of adjustment. Now our next and final step is we will have to do the totaling. Now come to our first account, that is trading account. Trading account, we will have to close it. Firstly, yeah, consider the same method which we have learned at 11th standard. Do the total of credit side, do the total of debit side. Okay, focus, which side is great here? Yeah, obviously credit side is great. So the total is here 1,76,000. So 1,76,000, write this total because it is more than debit side. Okay, so 1,76,000, write it on both the sides. Then deduct the total of debit side from, after deducting the total of debit side from credit side, the amount which will be received by us, that amount will be our gross profit. Why? Because it is the excess of our income side over our expenses side. Okay, so this is our gross profit, that is 51,180. So this gross profit will be transferred to profit and loss account credit side. Okay, so see here, at very beginning of profit and loss account we have recorded the amount 51,180. Now again we are going to close the profit and loss account. Follow the same procedure. Do the total of credit side, do the total of debit side, compare them, which total is great. Yeah, obviously here the total of credit side is great, so write it on both the sides. That is 51,180 is our gross profit, and our indirect income is there, that is of rupees 1,500. So our total of credit side is 52,680. Write it on both the sides, 52,680. Now deduct the total of debit side of profit and loss account from this amount, that is 52,680. Okay, after deduction the amount you will get, that is the amount 35,465. This amount is our net profit. Yes, this is our net profit. Why? Because it is the excess of our indirect incomes over our indirect expenses. Okay, so the 35,465 is our net profit. Now remember that as we are learning the problems on partnership final account, so we will have to distribute this profit amongst the partners. In our business there are two partners, Shilpa and Katrina. Their profit sharing ratio is not given in the problem. Yes, we have observed at very starting points that there is no mentioning of profit sharing ratio. So you have learned the theoretical part of this chapter, that is provisions of Indian Partnership Act. Remember that what it says: if the partnership deed is silent about sharing of profits and losses, then as per the provisions of Indian Partnership Act, the partners must distribute the profits and losses equally. So here, if the ratio is not given, we are going to share the profits and losses of the business in equal ratio. Okay, equal means 50%. As there are two partners, they will share the profits and losses equally. So divide this net profit 35,465 into both the partners equally. Okay, that is 50% of 35,465. It will be 17,732.5. We will have to take the round off, avoid the fraction. So distribute the 50% amount among first partner and remaining 50% will be given to second partner. Okay, so this is what the only difference you will find here. As in partnership, all the partners will get the profits and losses after distribution. Okay, so now this profit will be transferred to liability side. Now this is the net profit, so we will have to add this profit to capital. So see here, capital of Shilpa is 45,000. Add here, add net profit. Just now we have calculated 17,732. This is the 50% of our net profit. Okay, so 45,000 plus 17,732, our total will be 62,732. This is what the addition of capital and net profit is. Then we have seen some drawings are there made by partners. Now this is the stage where we are going to deduct those drawings. Now deduct 2,000 from 62,732. The amount will be transferred on outer column. Why? Because now again there is no further adjustment. So Shilpa will have the capital, that is 60,732 at the end of the year. Okay, so what we have did here, see, firstly capital amount, add net profit, whatever amount is there, deduct the amount of drawings from that amount and write down the remaining amount on outer column. Okay, so same we will have to do with second partner. See, the second partner Katrina, her capital is 45,000 and we are going to add the net profit which we have distributed her, that is 17,733. So the total 62,733. She has made the drawings of rupees 3,000. So deduct those drawings and write down the remaining amount on outer column, that is 59,733. So by this way we have recorded the capitals of all partners. Okay, now nothing has left. Now we are going to close our balance sheet by doing the total at the last. See here, do the total of both the sides. Definitely it will get matched because there is no missing. Okay, so the total of balance sheet is 1,87,265. So this is what the problem on partnership final account is. Friends, remember that what is the difference? The difference is only between the distribution of profit and losses. Here, that is in profit and loss account. If there is profit, distribute it amongst the partners. If there is loss, distribute it amongst the partners. How you are going to distribute it? As per given ratio. That ratio will be given to you in question, and if nothing is mentioned about their ratio, what you will have to do? You will have to share the profits and losses equally. Okay, thank you.